Yeah, what's up, yo? What's up, yo? It's your boy MAG to the neck. Back with another one. Back with another one. Today, chat, I'll be reacting to streamers BS clusterfuck.
Greatness take a long time. When I get locked in, it ain't no rushing me. Already came, but she wanna impress her nigga. She keep on sucking me.
Unless you've been living under a rock, it's pretty apparent that live streaming is one of the biggest avenues for content in the world. From creators like Speed performing at the World Cup finals to Kai Cenat hosting Streamer University with some of the biggest people on the internet, live streaming is a pretty big deal these days. But because of all of the hype around streaming, it's also resulted in an environment where some streamers are willing to do anything.
But 100%. People be doing weird things just to get money, shit.
So today, I wanted to look into the dark side of live streaming. If you've been on the internet throughout the past few years, you've probably noticed the live streaming takeover. However, as fast as the content has grown, it wasn't overnight. Now, I could go super into detail about how streaming got to where it is, but that's all kind of boring, so I'm just gonna brush over it. IRL streaming and stuff like that dates back pretty far, but around then it was only a few guys since the tech wasn't great and vlogs were dominating. And at first, as many of you probably know, gaming was what viewers flocked to. For most viewers, their first experience with live streaming content was probably gaming. And it stayed like that for a while. You know, you had guys like Syndicate, Soda Poppin', and all these other names that flourished during the 2010s. As time progressed, things continued to change and evolve. The Just Chatting section on Twitch is where people did IRL stuff for a bit, but it was mostly gooner stuff like hot tub streams. However, some Just Chatters did IRL streams, people like Ice Poseidon. Also around this time, guys like Ninja took the gaming side of things to the next level.
Ninja is one of the biggest OG streamers. I don't know most of the streamers they've shown me, but I do know Ninja. Ninja one of the biggest.
Hosting Fortnite streams with some of the biggest celebrities in the world and bringing in millions of eyes. I mean, Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith-Schuster all on one squad was pretty crazy.
Drake, every time you get a kill, the entire chat is just saying God's plan.
And for a long time, this was the most popular niche. But under the surface, IRL streams were bubbling up. It started with guys like Aiden Ross and Kai Cenat, who did all sorts
Sofia, Aiden Ross, Kai Cenat, but Aiden Ross 2E is one of the OG streamers. Ninja, Aiden Ross, DDG, the AMP, the whole AMP, FaZe, the old FaZe, not the Playboy Max one, the old FaZe clan.
sorts of crazy things on their streams, had celebrity guests and things like that. As streaming continued to grow bigger and bigger, it was these content creators that flourished. And while gaming still does perform pretty well, it became clear that that was no longer the number one. Because of all this hype, innovation was inevitable. You had Speed, the FaZe guys, Kai, Neon, and a multitude of others that grew brands that commanded sponsorships worth hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions of dollars, which is honestly pretty cool considering where live streaming started. As you guys probably already know, streaming is huge, and alongside podcasting and thanks to TikTok and Instagram Reels, it's one of the biggest content industries there is right now. And I think one thing that really demonstrates how crazy live streaming can get, especially IRL streaming, are subathons. Subathons are a combination of subscription and marathon, where the stream continues if people keep subscribing to your account. You know, if enough people don't subscribe, then the stream ends. It was popularized by Ludwig in 20.
I'm not going to lie, Chad. Ludwig is still dope, even till to this day. I was watching a Ludwig stream like yesterday. Yeah, explaining some shit about Chrome. But I made a video too on Ludwig. So if you want to see more about Ludwig, you can just like check my videos and shit.
2021 who streamed for 31 days straight. So you'd see him on stream sleeping, playing games, watching movies, working out in his garage, and stuff like that. He was always on camera, except for when he went to the bathroom. But subathons can vary quite a bit, with some going on for days as long as the fans keep subscribing or donating. And in some cases, like with Kai Cenat's Mafiathon, for a month straight, uninterrupted, no breaks, no sleep, and mostly no privacy.
Miles, can you tell me what motivates you, or who motivates you? Your mom, nigga. Shout out to Kudos. Thanks to the bits. Those smell amazing.
You sound like a
No, I'm from the suburbs.
The difference between Ludwig, Subathon, and Kai's is the scale. We went from mostly gaming and just chilling a bit to now having tons of celebrities like Kevin Hart and Drewski guest starring, tons of other streamers, and all sorts of crazy things going on. I think the best comparison is like it's a modern day iCarly. That's really what it feels like. And with Kai Cenat raising the bar so high, there have been a ton of other streamers that are attempting to match the viral content that he's putting out, which has created another meta for these IRL streams, and that is called clip farming. Now,
Clip farming. Yeah, clip farming. Yeah, this is how people get viral. They make a long form video so that they get like a little bit clips. Most of these people like be clip farming on purpose, chat. They just wanna make more views. I did clip farm. No, I did clip farm on TikTok. I did clip farm on IG. And clip farming is not really good at making like an occult fan page, but clip farming, it is good at like making yourself like viral.
to some degree, the entire point of live streaming is authenticity, because you're watching it all live. It's supposed to be real, you know? And it can't be edited, so it's going to be raw and straight from the heart. But what happens when nothing that interesting is going on? Well, similar to reality TV, moments are scripted, curated, or forced. You could just be doing something funny, corny, extra, or even dangerous, and usually it's just jokes like FaZe Adapt, who pretends to be dumb for a funny clip on a stream.
Not for a while. I pushed it back this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What month?
I pushed it back to October this year, so like...
That's when your birthday is?
No, it's in June normally, but this year I push it back because everyone keeps calling me old, so I want the gap between us to get a little smaller, so every year I'm just
you can't push back.
So typically it's not that serious, but it definitely can be when you get into higher stakes situations. Thanks to the rise of short form content and the new marketing strategy called clipping, streamers will try to either organically or inorganically capture live moments, usually just a few seconds to a minute, that are worthy of being reposted online. Clipping has made streaming significantly larger, and clipping essentially is just when individual streamers or companies working on behalf of streamers hire out contractors who repost different clips from streams on TikTok or other social media. They call it clip campaigns, and it's the method that blew up Clavicular, a very popular streamer who you may be familiar with. For example, in March of 2026, Clavicular's clips got over 2.2 billion views from 69,550 videos posted by an army of 1,600 clippers. So basically they hire out a bunch of kids in their mom's basements who sit on Premiere Pro all day and cut up little clips of the stream and upload them to TikTok. And as you can see on this chart, there are tons of streamers utilizing clipping through Kick, and plenty more that are not listed that are doing it themselves or working with other companies. These videos leverage diminishing attention spans, which practically solves one of the main issues that streamers are facing. So for a lot of people who can't stomach a full multi-hour long stream, there are endless amounts of clippers clipping clips to be viewed on TikTok and apps like it. Also, feel free to check out my video on clipping if you're interested. I go much more in depth about it and cover some crazy stuff. Regardless, nowadays streaming has clips, clip farming, and clippers. But what makes a good clip? Well, of course, it can be funny, it can be entertaining, it can be kind of crazy. However, a lot of modern clips have some element of rage bait, and this is where streaming gets a little more toxic. Rage baiting obviously isn't exclusive to streaming, but it is extensively common within the streaming world. If you don't know what rage baiting means, rage bait refers to content that tries to provoke anger or outrage as a means of gaining attention or making money. It has a wide variety of applications, whether you're messing around rage baiting your friends, you're rage baiting strangers, or some people just do it for the sick, twisted fun of it. In most cases, it can be lighthearted, but when it comes to streaming content, the stakes can rise pretty quickly. And usually what it is people just saying something ridiculous or offensive, or doing something ridiculous or offensive. That way commenters and viewers get upset, they interact with the video, leaving comments like, oh, this is so stupid, this is so ridiculous, this is so crazy, and then the streamer gets more attention, notoriety, engagement, and ultimately money from these clips. As streaming has continued to grow, especially the IRL stuff, some bad actors got in on the hype. I'm talking about the true cornballs, from clip farming to faked or excessive pranks to straight up harassment of the public for views. And again, it was far from everyone doing this annoying stuff, but it's happened enough to create controversy after controversy and an endless amount of headlines, which leaves us where we stand today. Early on in streaming, when gaming was dominating, you could argue the content ecosystem was relatively safe. That's aside from streamers getting swatted here and there, some slurs being dropped, but the issues we have today are extremely different and, in my opinion, worse. The phenomenon phenomena of IRL streaming has created a severe escalation, which was often seen in the YouTube prank or challenge videos back in the day. Except this time, it's with a live audience, which raises the stakes significantly. Like, people already act out enough when cameras are on, but when you toss in the fact that there's a live audience out there, and when it's out there, it can't be changed, that can get pretty serious. On top of this, streaming got significantly more toxic, in my opinion, when Kick entered the picture. The streaming service Kick was created in 2022 as a competitor to Twitch. It's backed by the gambling company Stake and was created to rival Twitch for the unique factor of looser moderation. They've been huge contributors to both clipping and also the rise of many controversial streamers. Like I said, there has also been a degradation of sorts in the type of content that's been going viral. This is because of algorithmic reinforcement, dopamine loop, and the audience effect. With algorithmic reinforcement, social media algorithms are designed to prioritize extreme, shocking, or emotional content. Because of this, the safe or normal posts stop generating engagement, so creators feel a lot of pressure to take bigger risks to stay relevant. With a dopamine loop, the online reward system of likes, shares, and comments triggers dopamine releases in the brain. So when a stunt committed on a live stream no longer causes the same level of reaction, users must escalate the behavior to get the same chemical high. And lastly, with the audience effect, sometimes called the online disinhibition effect, it can cause streamers to behave more recklessly in front of an invisible, validating digital audience than they would in real life. All of this has resulted in a large chunk of streaming culture becoming very toxic or even degenerate, for lack of a better words. And I think a lot of this can kind of be shown off or culminated at Streamer University. Streamer University is an event put together by Kai Cenat, the top dog of streaming. Basically, it's a 3-day event where streamers, content creators, influencers, and many more stay at a university that Kai rents out. Some of the people who attend are already famous, and some are up-and-comers. Not all of them are streamers, some of them are just entertainers or musicians or whatever, but the whole point is that they can learn how to stream and also make content in the process. There are classes where they can learn about streaming, but that usually doesn't end up becoming the focal point. Usually the focal point is whatever crazy shit they can do to create the most viral clips. Like this, for example.
Man, what did I do to you? I didn't say a word.
I know you walked away from me.
Oh my God, what happened? Oh my God.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Gangster. You talking about Rakai?
This clip was crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Rakai. I'm not gonna lie. Rakai is an entertainer. One of the dopest entertainment in the streams. Rakai.
Crazy, man. He said gangster after throwing a drink on a girl. That's crazy. And then he ran away after. Actually, it was hot sauce, which is even crazier. Also, because of the rise of streaming and how common it's becoming to clip farm in real life, streamers and content creators are getting a little more comfortable going up to people and doing whatever they want, all for the sake of a clip.
I'm stressed out right now. What's up?
Yusuf.
What's up? Yo, see,
Whoa!
nigga, you can't do that.
I can't do that.
We don't know each other like that.
Okay, we don't know each other like that.
No, on
like
God,
that.
that's not cool.
Okay, my bad.
On God,
okay,
you
sorry.
bugging.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Like, it's cool for a clip. That's not the clip, gang.
Okay.
That's not the clip.
What happened?
Not the clip.
Has anyone seen Ben?
Not the clip, gang. Not the clip, gang. See, bro, chat. This is what I'm talking about. Be moving like they know you. Like, see, now I don't know you. Now I'm not gonna be friends with you, gang. That's not the clip, bro. We don't know each other like that. It's cool. I'm gonna let it rock. It's Streamer U. They try and get their clips off. That's not the clip, bro. I don't like that.
Of course, a lot of this rage baity stuff ends up being staged, you know, as a form of clip farming. Like this clip where Kai Cenat got into a fight with some random streamer.
Sabababy. I don't really know his name right, but this is the MVP, chat. This is Streamer University MVP this year, chat. He is too entertaining as fuck, but I never knew him before Streamer University.
But I don't think Streamer University itself is the problem. As crazy as it is, all the people involved in Streamer University know what they're signing up for. The real problem is that a lot of the people consuming this sort of content who want to become the next big streamer will see all the crazy things going viral and try to recreate it on their own. Sadly, a big part of pushing the line for views has included creators straight up harassing random people on the street. This has been enabled and normalized in part thanks to the rise of Meta glasses, which is Meta and Ray-Ban's collaborative pair of glasses that can record people people, often without their knowledge or consent. According to BBC, wearers, often young men, get people to sign fake petitions or retail workers to smell candles sprayed with bad odors. Sometimes they steal food as it's being handed over at a drive-thru and record their sprint. What's arguably worse though is women leaving the beach, going into a shop, or simply standing outside are now being approached by men usually wearing Meta's Ray-Bans, often in order to film the women's responses to casual questions or pickup lines without their knowledge or consent. The women only find out about the videos of them after they gain traction and often abuse online. But what do Meta Ray-Bans have to do with streaming? Well, I think Meta glasses, short-form content, and the rise of live streaming culture, all in tandem, have made our culture in general way more comfortable filming strangers in public. There's just so many more people out there that I think don't see a problem with running up to someone with a camera or your Meta glasses or streaming, whatever. And usually it's not just filming them, because whether it be live or recorded, content creators are significantly more comfortable harassing people in public and filming it without their consent. I first realized this was a real problem when I was visiting a buddy in Vancouver, and a guy came up to us and asked his girlfriend if he could curl her, you know, like a bicep curl, like that. Obviously that's a weird question to ask someone, and I saw that he was like sneakily trying to record it with his phone. He could have been live streaming, I don't know. I told him he couldn't, but he could curl me if he wanted to, because I'm a bigger guy, and I think that scared him away because he was a little guy. But regardless, that was just weird and annoying, and it's unfortunate that I have to be on camera without my consent. You know, this guy just walked up to me and started trying to make a clip about it. You know, it's crazy. And since my friend lives in a bigger city, he's encountered streamers out in public multiple times. So clearly this is becoming a common occurrence. Not only is this sort of thing more common than it was before, or more obnoxious than ever before, but it's also getting dangerous. A perfect example of this is the live streamer Chud the Builder, a streamer known for his controversial IRL streams. His whole Chud persona is characterized by frequent use of racial slurs and harassment directed at black people. Obviously, this content has garnered a ton of backlash, but due to how well RageBait works in the algorithm and how popular this sort of content can be, it's also gotten him an insane amount of attention, fueled by a weird army of racist keyboard warriors who go to bat for their Chud king. And Chud has faced public condemnation, platform suspensions, and even legal controversies. However, none of that comes close to what happened most recently. About halfway into 2026, Chud received national media attention following a shooting outside of a courthouse. Over time, it became a recurring theme for Chud to yell some racist stuff and then flash his gun, which might be the definition of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Chud himself even stated that he believed eventually one of these encounters would end with the death of a black person.
You don't like looking ugly? Shut up. Come on, come do something. Come do something. Pull up. Yeah, walk up. That's what I thought. They chipping out.
You have a gun in his pocket. I'm being so serious. When you run up on this man and you're mad about the racist stuff he says to you, if you know,
control yourself like a human.
That wouldn't even be anything that moves.
The first big incident came in early May when someone knocked his hat off, so he began pepper spraying them while calling them racial slurs. This went viral and added even more fuel to the fire. And while his haters grew, due to all the attention, his supporters did as well, pushing him to do crazier and crazier things. On the afternoon of May 13th, Chud was scheduled to appear in court over an alleged $3,000 debt owed to a credit card company. Outside the courthouse, he became involved in an altercation with a black man, and during the confrontation, Chud drew a handgun from his jacket pocket and fired multiple shots at the guy. Reports also state that Chud accidentally shot himself in the arm during the incident as well, which is pretty funny. That's kind of deserved, I think. So police arrested him and charged him with attempted murder, employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. His bail was set at $1.25 million, and an expected controversy ensued. The internet did what it does, and Chud started a fundraiser, and a bunch of his racist fans gave him a bunch of money. And on top of this, he created a meme coin which skyrocketed in value. And honestly, this Chud the Builder guy just seems like the worst possible culmination of internet degeneracy, but in real life, on a live stream. Immediately following the viral moment, this became a heavily politicized thing, and I'm not going to focus too much into the specifics of Chud's case since that's not the objective of the video. The point of bringing him up though is to demonstrate the broader growth of online racism, RageBait content, engagement farming, and how all of this can come together in IRL streaming and become actually dangerous. And this is far from the only instance. Just recently in Denver, a similar situation went down which resulted in the creator and the random guy being shot.
Blood out, blood out my bro. Blood out my gonna do jail.
And if you think videos like these will help deter people from doing stupid things, think again, because you're being way too rational. I mean, there was a super viral incident a few years ago where a YouTuber was harassing a delivery driver and the guy just shot him.
Is a guy named Alan Coley and he's holding a bag of food he just picked up at the food court at the Dulles Town Center in Virginia. At one point, the 31-year-old Coley shoves the phone out of his face. But the prankster, 21-year-old Tanner Cook, is unrelenting.
Stop.
But the prankster never expected this reaction. A bullet fired into his stomach and liver.
The YouTube guy lived, and honestly, I'm kind of happy that the guy who shot him got acquitted, because this is what streaming culture, prank culture, Ray-Ban meta glasses, and the rise of short-form content has led to. Just obnoxious harassment of people in public. There are tons of small streamers out there who are just harassing people for the hopes of a viral clip.
In one of the videos, he's recording a woman while making comments about her private parts.
No, it's just ridiculous. It makes me angry. It makes me my blood boil.
We spoke with a man who's been raising awareness on his social media page, South Bay Responders, which focuses on incidents in the community.
10 posts within 24 hours, just following girls, taking videos of their bodies.
He's received multiple messages about this guy.
And it's not just small streamers. Even big streamers like Jack Doherty or Clavicular have had legal issues stemming from their streams.
Chill.
With Jack blocking traffic and resisting arrest on stream, to Clavicular shooting an alligator on stream for some reason, or the whole Johnny Somali situation where he got sentenced to jail in South Korea for kissing a statue that honored women who were forced into sexual slavery by Japan during the war. I think you guys are probably getting the point by now, but streamers at this point just seem to be doing the craziest things possible, hoping for the most viral clips, all with the
greatness take a long time. When I get locked in, it ain't no rushing me. Already came, but she wanna impress her nigga, she keep on sucking me.